It's Tennessee. It's Alabama. That means, for sure, it's football time. Touchdown, Big Orange.
Blocked again. Cody again. Alabama wins.
Score! What a drive by Tennessee.
They go the other way to Humphrey. Touchdown, Alabama.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS brings us to Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And the matchup, the Volunteers of Tennessee and the Crimson Tide of Alabama. There won't be an empty seat today, about 102,000 on hand on a picture-perfect October day. And we welcome you, everybody, to Bryant-Denny. It is the third Saturday of October. I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us. Third Saturday of October, the 100th meeting between these two teams. Great rivalry, one of the best. Great memories, great players, great games. But to have a rivalry, you actually have to have one team beat the other once in a while. There was an 11-game streak for Bear Bryant at one point. Peyton Manning came along, 10 out of 12. Tennessee won now. It's been 10 straight again for Alabama. And Gary, you and I have done a lot of rivalry games. We've done a lot of conference games. I don't know that we've ever had a bigger underdog than we do today.
You know, Brad, for the Tennessee faithful, it's been a long season. I mean, the games are one thing, but I think this week, with this underdog, this has been tough to take. They measure themselves against Alabama, and this has been a long week.
Is there a formula for them to stay close or maybe pull an upset?
Well, they're going to have to do it with a young quarterback, Jared Garantano. And good news, you're the starting quarterback. Bad news is your second game on the road is against Alabama. He's got a lot of potential. He can do a lot of things, but against Alabama, it's going to be a challenge.
Alabama's been #1 since the season started. 7-0 now, rolling towards Atlanta, it appears. They got great players on both sides of the ball.
And they mirror their great players. That's a good thing about them. Their great players are their leaders. Mika Fitzpatrick, he's the first guy out at practice. He's the consummate leader. He cherishes his teammates. He's the guy they all follow. And on offense, they got one just like him. Jalen Hurts, he's calm, his demeanor's always the same, and the offense kind of replicates the way he plays.
Moments ago, head coach of the Vols with Allie LaForce.
Coach, it's been a tough couple of weeks. How have you and the team dealt with the negativity as you prepared to face the #1 team in the country today?
Well, again, it's all about working every single day, and this team has stayed committed and together, and we're getting better. And that's all you can do, block out the clutter, the distractions. We're disappointed right now with the way things are, but we get to control that.
Jared Garantano made his first start last week. What improvements would you like to see from your quarterback as he makes start #2?
Well, continuing to take care of the football is going to be big, and just overall command, presence, and then the rhythm and spacing of the throw game.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jared Garantano's going to get his hands on the ball first because Alabama won the toss and deferred. Finally, we got a football feeling weather day instead of 90 with 100% humidity that we've had seemingly all season long. 81 sunny in Tuscaloosa. J.K. Scott will tee it up for the Tide. Ty Chandler will wait on the other end. Alabama leading the all-time series.
I'm feeling a little bit like Garantano. He needs some help today. I'm fighting.
And you are fighting it. I appreciate you being there, partner. I had it last week. I don't know if I gave it to you.
I don't know.
Underway in Tuscaloosa. Chandler at the 1-yard line. Out across the 20. Fights his way out to about the 24. As we take a look at the Chick-fil-A starting lineups, starting with Jared Garantano. As Allie just told you, making his second start. As Gary said, the good news is he's making a start. Bad news is he's doing it on the road in Tuscaloosa.
I'll tell you, he's got a lot of tools. I mean, a highly recruited quarterback, big, tall, good arm. But, as you say, starting out, he's so new to it. Let's see how much he can improve from a week ago.
Definitely adds a dimension in the run game. First down from the 24 with John Kelly flanking in the gun. He looked to Kelly and takes off immediately. There's his first run, and it got him a yard. Raekwon Davis made the tackle as we take a look at the rest of the offense for Tennessee. They've had some trouble at that right tackle spot. They kicked Brett Kendrick out now to play right tackle and try to shore up that spot. They ran behind him, or at least Garantano did on the first play. And a play action, quick slant, and completes out to Brandon Johnson's going to bring up third down. As you look at the Tide defensively, Rashaan Evans maybe had his best game. He's had trouble with a groin injury, but he's getting better every week, and that makes the Alabama defense that much better. 3rd and 4. Garantano, plenty of time, deep sideline, and overshot everybody. Intended for Josh Smith, and it's 3 and out for the Vols.
That's where you have to be smart throwing the football. 3rd and 4. That's kind of a gamble play. Go to those slots. Go for the first down. Keep the football.
So Trevor Daniel will come in to kick. Averaging over 48 a punt, which is 2nd in the conference, 3rd in the country, in fact. And this one goes out of bounds around the 32 or 3 yard line. So we'll get our first look. Chick-fil-A starting lineup, starting with the quarterback. And he's a good one, as we talked about in the open. Jalen Hurts. Last year, 1 touchdown throwing, 3 on the ground, part of 132 yards rushing against the Volunteers.
You know what's amazing
ago.
about Jalen is no matter what question you ask him, he says, we're trying to win the championship.
He's only lost 1 game, and that was in the championship. 20-1 as a starter. Very cool customer. Met with him yesterday for a long time.
Yeah.
Got good starting field position. Actually marked it around the 37-yard line. Quick throw, quick out, completes. Calvin Ridley swarmed under on the Tennessee sideline. So we take a look at the rest of the offensive lineup for Alabama. And for Ridley, his 34th catch. That one a moment ago. The next closest is 11 catches, and that's by Bo Scarborough. So the other wide receivers don't get quite as much work as Ridley does. Damian Harris, a little hesitation in the hole, and then bounces it out for a first down. Defensively for Tennessee, Cortez Sapp's been in there for the injured Cortez McDowell all year long, and probably at his best game in the loss to South Carolina last weekend.
With all the injuries, does Tennessee have enough bodies? They played a lot of plays last week against South Carolina. Can they rotate enough up front?
Harris in motion. Hurts looks that way and then comes back the other. And
play.
Ridley, about a 2-yard gain. Sean Schamberger making a start at corner, and he made the stop.
Sure did. True freshman started getting his start out there. Anticipates, beats the block, and gets there.
The 2nd down and 8. Jacobs and Harris both in the backfield with Hurts. And Harris will follow Jacobs. Got it into Tennessee territory. So the first 3rd down for Alabama coming up. Najee Harris checks into the Tide backfield. Alabama 42% on their 3rd down conversions this year. They've got to get this one to the 42-yard line. Might be a blitz coming off the corner from Tennessee. And they will bring it. Hurts has to hurry. And what a catch by Ridley.
Wow.
That was Julio Jones, Amari Cooper like.
Totally. Man-to-man coverage, work it. And he works it beautifully that time. Boy, did he come back. Get that ball and snaps it.
First down at the 39. Crimson Tide's opening possession. Harris. Good run. 10 more, maybe 11. Well, the first time he touched it last week, he went 75 yards for a touchdown on the opening play. This one, he follows Jacobs again. Good blocking on the edge by Foster. And a first down run.
And Sean Schamberger had a good play on the first one, and then he was the recipient of a big-time play on the second one.
They mark it at the 30, so it's about 2 feet shy of a first down.
Damian ran right over him.
Harris behind Hurts. He'll get the handle. He'll get the first down, spinning his way down around the 27.
One more time, you're going to get the starting lineup. Come up, make some plays. Oh,
that hurts. Harris has done that to a lot of people this year. Scarborough now in the backfield for Alabama. First down at the Tennessee 26. They fake it to Bo. Jalen Hurts with the throw out in the flat. Complete. Jacobs, the cutback. Jacobs inside the 5. It's first and goal, Alabama.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's their 4th string tailback.
That's right.
Coming across, bootleg to the outside. Perfect throw. Watch his cut.
Got it all the way to the 5-yard line before they can stop him. First and goal, Alabama on their opening drive. They've mixed it. 4 runs, 4 passes. Here's run number 5. Scarborough down to around the 2. So we take a look at the Verizon red zone for Alabama this season. 37 trips. 3rd most in college football. And this time on their opening march, looking for a touchdown from the 2-yard line.
And as defensive coordinator Bob Shoop said, against Alabama with Jalen Hurts, they're always in the Wildcat.
Exactly. He's there with Scarborough. He's going to throw for it. Fade to the corner. Off the fingertips of Sims, incomplete. He's looking for a flag and doesn't get one. Rashawn Golden on the coverage.
Got kind of hooked a little bit on the play. See right there, a little bit of a grab.
I think Cam had a complaint there.
Yeah, Rashawn Golden just a little hook.
3rd and goal at the 2. Jalen Hurts, that extra running back you can't account for if you're a defense. But this is Scarborough. And he's close.
Yes.
Not in, though. 4th down. Batuli made this tackle. Saving a touchdown.
Here comes the big guys.
That means the elephant package coming in. Daron Payne, defensive lineman, all 309 pounds of him, will be one of the lead blockers. They're perfect this year on 4th down. If they stay perfect, it'll be a touchdown. Scarborough airborne, touchdown. Bo Scarborough's 5th scoring run of the year.
12 plays, doing almost anything they want. And at the end, all power.
Andy Papanastis in for the point after. Perfect on 36 extra points this year so far. And it's up and perfect. So the opening drive of the ball game for the Alabama offense goes 63 yards in 12 plays. That was the capper. Bo Scarborough over the top, and the Tide leads 7-0. I think anybody that pays any attention to college football knows that Butch Jones is on one of the hottest seats in college football, and kind of like the Dow Jones, they've got the Butch Jones up and down. Hired back in 12 as 24th Tennessee head coach. Things were going good, and then fell off a little bit. Missed 3 straight bowls. Then it was coming back. Won a bowl game in 2014. Back down. Lost 3 games after having double-digit leads in 15. And then a high spot 5-0 start with Josh Dobbs and company. Then dropped out of the top 25. 3-game losing streak in great win the final moments in overtime against Georgia Tech. But then final play, Florida beats them. Had a couple of games go down to the last play, and Butch, talking with you and Allie and I the other day, said, hey, we're 2 plays away from being 5-1, but they could have been 2 plays away from being 1-5.
And since that 5-0 mark, he's 2-7 in the SEC.
Ty Chandler, will he bring this one out? Thought about it. He'll take a knee and they'll bring it out to the 25. John Kelly wrapped up for a loss of a yard.
I want to talk about Jared Garantano so far. A couple series. He looks okay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he has to be careful, though. His backup quarterback is Nick Dormady, so he can't take a lot of hits.
Dormady, of course, started the first 5 games of the year. Garantano, this, if you missed it, his second start. And in a tough place to play quarterback. On the road at Alabama, 2nd down and 11. High snap again, but he throws off play action, and Wolf gets buried as soon as he made the catch by Levi Wallace. 3rd down and long.
That's the problem. You have to open it up against Alabama to make it work. If you're too careful, they defend it. Too safe.
Wolf had a 1st down catch earlier, but that was on a slant. He actually lost a yard on that one. And it brings up 3rd down and 12. This is where you got to be very careful, but they'll wait until they get to the other end to be careful, because we played a quarter. And Alabama, the #1 team in the country, at the end of 1, leads at 7-0. We'll return to Tuscaloosa after this message and a word from your local station. We played a quarter of the 3rd Saturday of October, the 100th matchup between Tennessee and Alabama. Tied with a 7-0 lead. Tennessee with a 3rd and 12 from their own 18-yard line. Garantano has plenty of time in the pocket, and now he's going to take off and run with it. Gets collared at about the 25. Is going to be short of the 1st down. As we welcome you back to Bryant-Denny Stadium. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce. Nice tee you got working there. It's kind of like Tennessee, sort of like your voice so far. Some things have worked and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, that's 11 quarters now for Tennessee and 1 quarter for me, right?
Right. 11 quarters without a touchdown.
You know, the Tennessee defense has stepped up for 1 drive. Butch made a good decision to punt the ball on 4th and short. Game 7-0. Keep playing. Keep playing. See if the tide will shift the other way and the pressure would go on Alabama.
Tennessee to punt it away. And this one again goes out of bounds. Not a good kick. 2nd time, kind of a shank job by Daniel. So a guy that's been having a tremendous season punting the football has had a couple of bad ones in a row.
Yeah, and Tennessee needs to be very careful now for a deep ball. They've thrown all those hitches. Sooner or later, you know they're going to go hitch and go or just try to go play action go.
You saw Jalen have final word with Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator, on the sideline. And there's the football with the tip right at midfield. Play fake, quick throw in the middle. Tight end's got it with both arms wrapped around it. As Hetches takes the Volunteers down. The Volunteer defense, Elias, down inside the 35.
Ness, O.J. Howard just called in and said, what is that? A tight end pop pass?
Here's a blitz again. Hurts in trouble, got around Galden, and here he goes. Slipped on his own and goes down short of the
really
35.
Love what Bob Shoop is doing, Brad. Every time he's bringing someone off the edge to force this Alabama defense to make decisions. To make decisions.
Hurts got 7 of it back. 2nd down and 13. Quick snap, quick throw behind Ridley, incomplete.
Ridley a little upset on that one.
Yep.
Looked back to Hurts and went, what are you doing? Put that ball in front of me.
He had a blocker in front of him, and he knew he had some green grass.
Watch at the end of the play when Ridley looks back and goes, come on.
That brings up 3rd down and long.
Same look. Will they come inside with the linebackers? 3rd and very long.
Nope. 4 guys. Hurts stands in, fires, complete. And on the way to the end zone, the ball is out.
Touchback.
Flag down as well. Irv Smith looked like he was heading for a touchdown, but the ball popped out, and we'll wait and see on the flag. Officials huddled back at the 40.
Very reminiscent of the Florida game when Malik Davis fumbled it out of the back of the end zone.
Personal foul, hands to the face, #1 defense. The result of the play was a fumble through the end zone and resulting in a touchback. However, the penalty is enforced from the end of the run. The spot on the fumble, 1st and goal.
Talk about a huge turnaround there. Looked like it was going to be Tennessee's ball, and instead, Alabama 1st and goal.
Right there, Kongbo. Yes, good call.
And then the play goes to Smith. He has it stripped from behind, but it doesn't matter.
And you could see the frustration on Butch Jones. Team makes a great play, makes a big play, which is what he's been asking for, and it doesn't go. The other odd part of this call is it's added on to the end of the play at the point of the fumble.
It's like pouring salt in the wound.
Yes.
You know? So earlier from the 1-yard line, it was Bo Scarborough, the only touchdown of the game from the 1.
Well, they got that look in, don't they? The Elephants.
Yep, they got the 2 big guys in there. They got Damian Harris behind them. And a whistle. Another flag down.
Snap infraction, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Oh, boy, Nick is going to explode here pretty soon.
He's keeping his calm right now, but it's back down to the 6-yard line. That changes everything. Yep. You could see Bozeman just kind of double pump it on the snap. Might be a case where he forgot the snap count. At any rate, it's out to the 6-yard line now. And they go back to a completely different look here, obviously, then with the wide receivers back in there. And Harris still behind Hurts in the backfield. He's going to get the call anyway. Damian cuts to the outside. Good job.
Yes, sir.
By the defense, and Abernathy led the way.
Well,
2nd and goal.
Right at the point of attack. They force Damian wide. Watch, right there. Right at the point of attack. And then he goes wide.
Good job by the linebacker and the safety. And 2nd down and goal. We're under 6 minutes. 2 freshman receivers in there right now, Ruggs and Judy. Ruggs only has 4 catches this year, but they're all touchdowns. Hurts scanning the field, lobbing it to the end zone. Broken up. Ridley had his hands on it, couldn't hold it, and he took a big shot from Warrior.
I'm surprised he didn't throw the ball right off the get-go to Ridley. Ridley ran it out, and I thought he was open. Watch Ridley run his out cut, and that's a good play. Throw it. Throw it. Oh, man. Now you got problems.
And you got problems with Ridley taking a big shot at the end of the play. 3rd and goal. Pressured, and he'll take off. Hurts, flags are down. He's down at the 2. We'll wait and see what the penalties.
Well, I'll tell you, this Tennessee's secondary and linebackers are really coming up and playing physical football in this football game.
That flag looks like a defensive holding spot, though, where they threw it.
Holding, number 15, defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Replay 3rd down.
So penalties on the freshman Schamberger.
Just about everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for Tennessee. Grabbed him just about as much as the other grab at the other end of the field, but this time he got caught.
Now it's back down at the 1-yard line again. That's where we started all this about 5 minutes ago. 2 tight end set. In fact, a third one with Smith in there. Harris, the tailback, they fake it to him. Hurts from up on top. Waits until the last moment.
Man, that was dangerous.
4th down.
The 3rd down play action passes have not been working. Tennessee was ready for it. Covered well that time. Nowhere to go. Hurts just has to get rid of it.
And Nick Saban says, okay, let's put out an extra lineman. Let's get 2 defensive linemen out there. And let's try to run it in the end zone. Scarborough did it last time in the 1st quarter.
Same play.
And the same result. Touchdown, Alabama. Well, it took them a long time.
Yep.
But they got it in there.
Big Deron Payne, number 94. Follow that guy.
As I said, 900 extra pounds over on that side, and Bo Scarborough for the 2nd time today in the end zone.
It wasn't pretty, I'll say that.
No, it wasn't. But it was effective enough. Papanastis extra point is good. 85 yards in 15 plays. Took him a little over 4.5 minutes. And Bo knows touchdowns. 14-0 Alabama. Alabama to this point on the season has outscored their opponents 183-26 in the 2nd quarter.
That's good.
That's good. Yes. Chandler from the 4. And got it out maybe to the 22-yard line.
1st down so big here. You get a negative play, Alabama's going to start using their timeouts, or Tennessee won't be aggressive.
Tennessee 50 yards so far in the 1st half. Play fake. Garantano is going to keep it. And he took another one of those hits.
I'll tell you, Alabama's defense ate it up. Everybody that was out there was covered. It's almost as if they knew the play.
Garantano 4 out of 5, but only 25 yards. And unable to get Marquez Callaway and some of those playmakers involved. Callaway's to the bottom of your screen. Garantano looking towards him, going deep. Callaway's there, almost a one-handed catch. Incomplete.
Well thrown ball, but well defended. It almost had to be perfect to get the completion. Levi Wallace was on the coverage. Watch how good this ball would have had to have been thrown. It was about a yard too far.
Yep. Marquez had a huge game in the season opener against Georgia Tech. 4 catches, over 100 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Almost snared that one with one hand.
And he had that big catch against Florida that got him down to the 1-yard line where they didn't score.
Haven't converted a 3rd down in this half. 3rd and 7 as Garantano comes up to the line. The entire Tide defense looks over to Coach Saban and company. Garantano going down, and Levi Wallace.
Yep. Another one of those linebacker, money back, safeties, corners. They come from every angle. Coming right over here from the left side, way outside. And he gets inside, beautifully designed blitz from the corner.
Tackle couldn't handle him because he had his own business going on, and he cut inside him for the sack, forces a punt.
And how well put together. The defensive end rushes upfield. Wallace goes inside.
Xavier Marks back to return the punt. This is a good punt. Backs him up.
But it's returnable.
To the 25. That's when Marks will take off. Made the first man miss. Got 10, 15 more. Marks on the way back into Tennessee territory.
Returnable.
A good-looking return it was. 58-yard kick, but they took it 32 yards back the other way. And this time, Tennessee's defense does a nice job containing Jalen Hurts, who couldn't get out of the pocket.
Another corner blitz that time. Bob Shoop continues to be aggressive with his defense.
Ridley back out to the right side. Hurts on a 2nd down and 11 here from the Tennessee 49. Here comes an extra brusher as well. Hurts going deep. Ridley out there, overshot him, incomplete. The flag is down.
Boy, this has been a sloppy Alabama football game. This one might go the other way, though.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 1, team
Jeez.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That's Congo's second one.
Yes, and the last one was a killer. This one might be just as bad. Oh, it's a replay of the last one.
Carbon copy.
Yes.
Got Jonah Williams by the throat for the 2nd time.
And remember, the last one was on a turnover to the team. This one was just as big.
So a first down by penalty for Alabama. Just inside the 35.
Coaches want to go crazy with those self-inflicted plays.
Straight give to Jacobs. Follows his blockers. Jacobs down the sideline. Another big play by number 8. Keep rolling in different running backs. It doesn't matter.
This time was Matt Womack right there in the right tackle. Gets his man, pushes him around. Great read that time by Jacobs.
And again, Alabama goes hurry up. They go right back to Jacobs. Maybe a yard that time. Under 2 minutes, but Alabama driving down around the 10-yard line of Tennessee. All the time in the world. Jalen Hurts always has that look on his face. He is a cool customer.
And his team kind of plays just like him. He affects their stature and the way they walk to the line of scrimmage.
The Verizon Red Zone's been good to Alabama today. 2 for 2 and touchdowns. Both 1-yard plunges by Scarborough. 2nd and 9. Harris, a little hesitation, and then straight ahead. Touchdown, Damian Harris. Third rushing score of the day for the Tide.
Yep, 2 personal fouls on the defensive line. Watch Damian set his foot and go. 1 cut, go.
Remember one of his goals, 1 cut runs? That was a 1 cut straight ahead.
Exactly what his goal was.
Papadakis in for the extra point. High snap. Kick is good. Tennessee heads to the locker room trailing by 3 touchdowns, but they got a tough quarterback out there. Alley's with the leading coach.
Coach, your team turned it around, but why the slow start offensively?
Well, you know, we didn't do very well in practice all week, so it's a good lesson that if you don't prepare right for the game, you know, you're not going to play well in the game. We don't have a lot of energy. We didn't have a lot of enthusiasm. I'm not really pleased with the way we played, even though in the last 2 drives we were a little better.
How do you make sure they have that sense of urgency that you asked for to start this game?
I don't know. I'm going to use all my psychological disposition that I can at halftime.
Good luck.
I'm trying to be nice to you.
Good luck, Coach. Thank you. Much appreciated.
He's at least smiling. That's pretty good.
Allie, if it would have been me asking that, it would have been a different answer.
Absolutely. You would have gotten the stare.
Yes.
That was about it. Well, Bo Scarborough twice from a yard out. Damian Harris once from 11 yards out. 21-0 halftime as we head to Zook and the guys in New York. As you look in on Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, just about set to start the 3rd quarter with Alabama owning a 21-0 lead. And they'll get the football first to start the 2nd half. That's Henry Ruggs back deep. Maglia's kick. Returnable from the 9. Ruggs out around the 23-yard line. Brought down there. That's where Alabama will go to work offensively. 21-0. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Alley's on the field, and we'll see what the power of persuasion for Coach Saban, his philosophical whatever prowess.
Well, they played 8 straight games. The bye is coming up, and then the finish of their season. So if they get through this one, I think Nick will be ultimately happy. Tennessee, though, I think the good is they played physical. Jared Garantano was not, this stage was not too big. The bad, the penalties, and only 66 yards in the first half total offense.
Those self-inflicted wounds were terrible. They were backbreakers.
They don't have a turnover, but those 2 penalties were just like turnovers.
Play action. Jalen Hurts rolls and throws wide open. First down throw to Judy. And if he ever goes down, we're going to go down the field and check in with Allen.
Gary, you basically summed up my conversation with Butch Jones at the half. He said we were off the field twice, and then we hurt ourselves with the penalties. And he said when you make mistakes against Alabama, everything is magnified. He's really happy at how hard and physical they're playing. Just can't hurt themselves.
See if they can come up with a stop on the opening drive for Alabama. As Damian Harris almost kept his balance again and got extra. He did get a couple extra yards when it looked like he was going down. Schamberger made the hit. Harris with a touchdown in the first half. 62 yards now. 12 carries.
And the other good is I've swallowed a pharmacy and I'm feeling a little better.
Harris just weaving his way for the first down. And still going. Backpedaling his way across the 45. So a good start to this quarter for Alabama.
Interesting part of this football game here at the start of the second half. Alabama starts out with a play-action pass on first down. And the other thing that really strikes me is they have not designed to run any plays for Jalen Hurts.
He throws a strike to Ridley and another first down. So the trends from the first half kind of carrying over right now. The running backs doing their job. Scarborough and Harris combining for 3 touchdowns. Garantano 7 out of 11, but only 38 yards, and he was beat up, including the last play of the second quarter when he really took a shot. And Tennessee still hasn't scored in the last 12 quarters. Oh, Scarborough got a couple more. Khalil McKenzie in on the stop. Again, Alabama going with some tempo here. Just inside the Tennessee 30. Scarborough out in the flat. Hurts fakes it to him and comes down the middle. Complete first down.
I'll tell you, one of the questions or critiques I had of Alabama a year ago with Jalen Hurts is they refused to throw the ball over the middle of the field. As Jalen Hurts has grown, and with Brian Dable in the offense, they're starting to throw the ball in the middle.
Back to the ground to Scarborough.
Most games, it doesn't hurt Alabama. But Alabama, when they play their games, we talked to Nick about this. There's Brian Dable right there, new coordinator. They're playing with a mind on Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, down the road.
And down the middle and a touchdown to Smith. This time he holds onto it. Doesn't let it bobble out of the back of the end zone, and the Tide with a 14-yard touchdown pass.
Plays that we did not see a year ago, we are seeing this year. Jalen Hurts has earned the confidence of this staff from Alabama. There he is, tight end, right down the middle. You're going to attack that running game, you attack the middle of the defense.
Wide open Smith for the touchdown. So everything Brian dialed up on that drive worked. And the extra point works as well. So just like that, Alabama comes out of the locker room after hearing from their head coach. Goes 76 yards in 8 plays. They cap it with a touchdown pass. It's 28-0. Paul Bear Bryant Museum, not too far away from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Nice to have a museum and a stadium named after you. It's because you won a lot of games here. Tennessee has gone 28 days since their last touchdown. And that young man desperately wants to get him one, but now he's in a 4-touchdown hole.
Remember when Tennessee had the ball with 5 minutes to go in the half, 1st and 10, I said this is a dangerous part of the game. They went 3 and out. Alabama scored. Alabama gets the ball. It goes from 14-0 to 28-0.
Just like that. The kick will go to the goal line. To Ty Chandler. Chandler spins out to the 25. So he earned that one. There's a flag down, though. So with a penalty, it was spotted. The flag was around the 20.
And remember, they took a timeout to call that one.
Yeah. They work inside the 10-yard line. John Kelly, hard-earned 2 yards.
I can guarantee you right now, this Alabama defense is smelling shutout. They're very aware of what Georgia did to this Tennessee team, and they now want a shutout.
Georgia, a 41-0 game that we did. And of course, Alabama, a 59-0 win over Vandy that we did.
Georgia held Tennessee to under 150 yards total offense in that game.
A lot of people think the collision course for Atlanta will be Alabama and Georgia. Still got a long way to go. Georgia off this week before we head to Jacksonville next week. Garantano sacked for the 3rd time, and he's mugged inside the 5. Levi Wallace, first guy there. Isaiah Buggs joined him.
Boy, I'll tell you, in these situations, there's not a lot you can do. Same blitz again. Levi Wallace coming from the right side, and it's almost a feeding frenzy right now.
So now they're really in a tough spot. 3rd down and a mile. So now the snap's got to be clean. Garantano's 2 yards deep in his own end zone when he takes it. Draw play to Kelly. And Kelly, nice run, held out of the ball, almost got a 1st down.
Sure did. I'll tell you, Kelly is showing his skills. He's a physical runner, very quick, tough to get a big hit on him because of his size, and he likes to play football.
Got him a little breathing room for the punter at least. Trevor Daniel, who's had an up and down day. Marks had a nice return. The last punt negated by a penalty. Got a back pedal. He'll get a shot at this one, though. Over the shoulder catch. Not quite a catch. Whoop, picked it up. Was his knee down?
Apparently not.
Got it out to the 23-yard line.
They had a couple bobbled punts a week ago.
Yeah. They had 3 in a row. That one hit his shoulder pad, bounced up, and then I thought maybe his knee was down right there.
Did it?
Apparently not.
Nope. Dude, dangerous, though. Dangerous. And we're going to switch it up at quarterback.
That's one thing. Jalen Hurts hasn't had to play the entire game. Tagovailoa, the freshman quarterback who we saw really whip it around against Vanderbilt, gives off to another freshman, Najee Harris. Remember the play that Tua had against Vanderbilt that we just looked at each other and went, wow, how did he do that?
Still hard to believe that he could readjust his eyes that fast and judge this throw. And, you know, we weren't the only one that was pressed with that.
No, in fact, his own teammates were.
Yes.
Najee Harris first down on the toss.
Well, and just as nice, his quarterback teammate, Jalen Hurts, was impressed with it. Watch this great reaction from Jalen.
He's like, all right. And then probably said, how did you do that?
I know good, and that's good.
Tagovailoa out in the flat to Harris again. So they got the passing game going on right now, freshman to freshman. Some of the passes that Tua threw in that Vanderbilt game we did would make your eyes pop.
Oh, yeah, he's got a gift. There's no doubt about that. Jalen's got a unique set of tools, but that guy can throw.
And that was a good throw, too, but Ridley couldn't handle it, and now flag comes in. Going to be pass interference on Schamberger.
I know Joe Namath's here at the game. He's probably going, that kid can throw. Look where that ball is put. Perfectly, without interference. That is A to B,
pass interference,
as fast as you can do
15
it.
defense. The penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
And if Jalen is done for the day, those would be the numbers he has. We were looking at comparison statistically of Jalen last year and this year, and they were almost completely the same. But the problem is he doesn't get to play in the second half.
He's not going to get the yards, you know, and they're not running him as much this year either.
and has a first down at the 37. And he's going to quarterback draw this one. Tua Tagovailoa down to the 20-yard line. Back-to-back runs.
You talk about scouting report busters. Jalen Hurts comes out throwing over the middle, and what happens? They let the passing quarterback run.
This will keep the defensive coordinators awake at night for the next 5 weeks. Back to Harris. They're back in the red zone, where they have been spectacular today with touchdowns.
And it'll keep the coaches in this league going, wait a second, I'm dying for a quarterback and they got 2?
Yeah. Now Josh Jacobs comes back into the Alabama backfield.
You know, and he also, Nick Saban wanted him to play with the first group in here.
Back to throw, zips it complete to Ridley, first and goal.
Put it on the outside hip, away from the defender, can't stop it. We are at a little bit of an angle from our box up here, and you could see that opening up exactly that way, the way the ball was thrown.
Back to the ground they go. Jacobs inside the 5 before he's pushed back.
Watch the curl route come right up to the middle right there. Stop, ball to the outside shoulder, perfectly done.
Jacobs wrapped up at the line of scrimmage that time. It'll be 3rd and goal. You know, even practice the other day, watching Ridley run routes.
Oh,
he's a great route runner.
He's a lot like Amari Cooper, a tactician in his routes.
He's up top on 3rd and goal. Blitz coming. Tagovailoa waits, fires, and intercepted by Batuli. The linebacker going the other way. Batuli down the sideline. Big play for Tennessee's defense. He's still going. Inside the 20, he's going to score. Touchdown, 97 yards.
I think it was a one-handed interception.
Well, they've been looking for a chunk play. They get it from their defense. And there is the end of the streak of 28 quarters without, or 28 days without a touchdown. That's a long ways for a linebacker to run. He did a job of it.
It's interesting, Batuli never moves. He's the middle linebacker. He's spying, and he never moves to get the interception.
First touchdown since the 2nd quarter against UMass. It's a long time ago. Up and good. So with just over 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, Volunteers on the board. So this is going to be returnable on the kick. Let's see where Ruggs will take it. Right at the 20. Ruggs comes near side. Pops out to the 40. Still on his feet. He'll go down at the 40.
Whoops.
They almost dropped the football. Check in with Allie.
Guys, Daniel Batuli was talking with his teammates on the bench, and he was still trying to recover from that long run, but he told him a story. He said, when I caught that ball and I looked up, I thought, oh, crap, I got to run all that way, and they all started laughing.
Well, it's the 4th longest interception return in Tennessee history. Evan Berry had the longest 100-yarder in the Outback Bowl a few years ago. Now Jacobs holds on to this one, and he's still going into Tennessee territory.
So it may be that Alabama will not punish Tua for leaving the game, but they may not let him throw.
Well, they don't need to throw right now with a 21-point lead and 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I'm sure he'll put another one up sometime.
Yep. Here it is.
Right here. Out in the flat, perfect. Out to Heschitz, the tight end, still going. And a first down. Dale Henches, one of the captains today.
Get it out of your hand, get it to your playmakers, let them do something.
And Warrior, instead of trying to bring him down, was trying to hold on to the football, and Henches was saying, I got this. Tagovailoa fires complete. And it's Ruggs. Judy, beg your pardon. Jerry Judy with a first down catch.
Tagovailoa wanted to go to the back in the flat. It was covered. He was patient. Then he readjusts and delivers.
Well, first down at the 13. Play fake. Tagovailoa to the corner. He threw it over everybody. Incomplete. Second down at 10 from the 13. Jump cut by Jacobs down to the 10.
You know, I've been really impressed with the physical play, especially on the defensive line. And let's salute Brady Hoke, defensive line coach for Tennessee. Got his guys ready to play.
Former Michigan head man.
Went out to Oregon for a year, and he head back to Tennessee.
He's working it on the sideline. Third down and 7. They fake the blitz, back out of it. Tagovailoa. Flag down. It's going to be a holding call. It goes short to Jacobs. Made a couple guys miss, but I think it's all coming back.
Probably be declined.
Yeah.
Well, he is calm. Those two quarterbacks. Hurts
Holding number 75 offense. The penalties decline. The result of the play is fourth down.
Tagovailoa and Hurts both very calm, no anxiety. Neither one of them.
Right. Papanastis will come out to try a field goal. He's 12 of 15 on the year.
And the plays now in this game, because of the interception return, is one of the reasons. 70 to 30 in the game.
There's Andy's numbers. 46-yarder was against Colorado State. This one will be from just outside 25. And the kick is up and good. So Alabama tacks 3 more onto their lead with 3:13 remaining, and it's 31-7 tied. So Alabama, a 28-yard drive. They didn't have to go very far. In 8 plays, just under 3 minutes to get that field goal.
And remember, the plays are mounting up against Tennessee. Can't stop them. And Tennessee's offense had the ball once for a 3-and-out in the third quarter.
And this one will come out to the 25. And that's what, 2.5 yards a play, maybe? Something like that. They'll work from the 25. And again, their only touchdown was a 97-yard interception returned by their linebacker, Batuli. Kelly now comes out as a wide out. In the slot. Empty backfield for Garantano. Oh, he waited too long, and he got leveled by Rashaan Evans. Evans is getting quicker every week. The healthier he gets, the faster he gets.
Watch Minkah Fitzpatrick direct everybody on the field right here. Here he is pointing everybody to switch. He changed the blitz from one side of the field to the other and allowed a mismatch up front. Perfect job by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
He is some kind of player. He can play rush linebacker. He can play nickel. He can play safety. He plays corner.
Head coach.
Directs everybody.
Yeah, head coach.
Kelly. Wow, another good run. And Nick Saban loves guys like Minkah Fitzpatrick. This is what he had to say about him. Well, as anybody's ever coached in terms of work ethic, finishing plays, conditioning, phenomenal, important to him. He loves to play. He doesn't want to come off the field even at practice. Well, they want to get guys reps, and he's like, no, I want to stay out here.
How about before the game? He was out here an hour and a half before the game.
Running.
Look at him. He's all over.
Getting everybody lined up. Third and long. Garantano had it batted down at the line of scrimmage, and he hit the deck as well. Minkah Fitzpatrick, onside kick against Texas A&M, does everything.
You know who he plays like? Troy Polamalu.
Nice, yeah, good one.
You know, he just stood in the game, physical, coaching on the field. He just a perfect football player.
Minkah said, yeah, coach does yell at me sometimes, like on that onside kick, I was supposed to just hit the deck instead of try to run it back for a touchdown. Here's a punt. Marks catches this one cleanly at the 11 and pops it out across the 20. Alabama 31-7 as we're just about done with the third quarter. If you missed it, Jalen Hurts played into the third quarter, and then Tua Tagovailoa took over, and he's still in there, and he'll play the rest of the game. And he's playing with another freshman in the backfield right now, Najee Harris, who gets the handle here. Najee, nice cut behind his blockers and out to the 29-yard line, and that should just about do it for quarter number 3.
When you go to practice, you cannot believe the size of Najee Harris. He's like 6'3", 225, glides with the football.
A little bit like Derrick Henry size-wise.
Yes, he is.
We played 3 at Bryant-Denny Stadium. End of the third quarter, the score, Alabama 31, Tennessee 7. In the 100th meeting between the Vols and the Tide. We'll return to Tuscaloosa right after this message and a word from your local station. Set to start the fourth quarter in Tuscaloosa. Alabama up 31-7. And they've got a second down here and 4 to open up the quarter from their own 29-yard line. Here's a give to Najee Harris, who cuts back up the middle of the field and all the way out to the 46-yard line. So that's the way you open up the quarter. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson with you from Bryant-Denny Stadium. You know, Alabama fans, they expect a 50-point win every week because, quite frankly, they win by 50 a lot of times. But they're pretty efficient, even though they were sloppy in the first half.
Yes, they are. And even when they're not playing great, you can see all the talent. I mean, they make plays outside of the offense, you know, and they've got a lot of parts. Obviously, go to practice, you see player after player. There's so much competition in practice to get on the field.
Sims had other ideas, and now Harris on the ground rips off another first down run.
You saw the guys covered in that last look. All over. He went right, left, middle. Oh, there's a guy way to the outside.
Way to the outside.
Yes.
And they're approaching the red zone again, the Tide. Harris flares out of the backfield. Tagovailoa. Oh, what a fake, and touchdown, Alabama. I thought he was the passer.
That's almost rubbing salt in the wounds, isn't it?
23-yard touchdown. And there was a move in there that broke some legs and hopefully didn't hurt some Tennessee players.
A little motion to the outside, quarterback draw. You got Bozeman in front. He nails his guy.
Ooh.
And then Tagovailoa just makes the safety whiff.
Micah Abernathy missed him by about 2 yards after he put his foot in the ground and took it the rest of the way for a touchdown. The spin he can put on that ball with that left arm of his, and instead did it with his legs to cap off that last drive.
I bet you we got a great reaction from Jalen Hurts again on that one.
They're talking on the sideline as Papanaskison for the point after, which is up and good. A 77-yard touchdown march in just 7 plays. 38-7 Tide.
Now you got to keep an eye on how long will Alabama keep their starters, regulars on defense out there. Remember, they played 8 straight games. They have a bye week before LSU. But if they're going to have a successful season, they want to play 15 games.
Yeah, that's right. We'll bring it out to the 25 for Tennessee's offense. But right now, Alabama looks like they're heading that way. Here's Ty Chandler giving some ground to try to gain some ground, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. We talked with Micah Fitzpatrick yesterday. He says, I've seen Garantano played against him in high school. St. Peter's Prep. You see Micah on the right, Garantano getting dragged down 49-20. That game, they beat him twice that year. He said, you know what? We got down to him in the first half, but we came back and we pretty much creamed him.
Well, Minka's quarterback was Brandon Wimbush, the quarterback for Notre Dame.
That's right. There was some speculation that maybe those two would go together at Notre Dame, but he has come here and flourished from the north to the south. Handoff. Ty Chandler trying to get to the edge. Got about a yard and then got hammered by Averett.
We all know, you know, that Mark Rick can coach. He's proved that. And Kirby is proving it.
Kelly loses yardage. And is that Minka Fitzpatrick? No, it's one of the big guys slow to get up. It's Buggs.
Minka Fitzpatrick did not play in the regular defense on 1st and 2nd down, but he came in the nickel.
As we said, he can play about 5 spots on that defense.
You know, during that last break, Jashawn Robertson, their highest rated offensive lineman, center, left guard today, left the field in a cart.
That was a good punt. Marks way back at the 14. Got past one man, but that same man came back and got him, and the ball is out.
Yep. Boy, punt returns have been a problem for Alabama.
Last week and this week.
Yep, that will be a spot that this Alabama staff will start to rethink.
You know, that guy that you made miss, you forget he's back there. A nice hustle by 31 DJ Henderson to come back and force that ball out. There's a little discussion going on. You can tell Coach Saban not happy.
And Tennessee has lost 2 of their top offensive linemen. Brett Kendrick is out, and Jashawn Robertson is out.
So a break for the Volunteers, starting at the 20-yard line. The fake the fly sweep. Garantano steps in, now steps out, throws on the run and throws a strike out to Callaway.
See his skill set. Meaning, as Tennessee looks forward with this football team, the rest of their schedule, as Garantano improves and where he goes from here, could be a huge story for this Tennessee team and Butch Jones.
Garantano trying to be heard down there. Fans in that end zone making it as impossible as they can. Kelly. Oh, what a hit he took after a 2-yard gain from Ronnie Harrison.
It always has been tough to get the ball with your running back outside of the Alabama defense. When Kelly has made his good runs, it's been gashing it in the middle of it.
Alabama has allowed 2 rushing touchdowns all year. 2nd down and goal here. Kelly with Garantano in the Volunteer backfield. From the 3. Gets it again. And he is in. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Well,
3-yard run.
That ends a streak. 13 quarters without a touchdown for this offense.
They didn't have to go far to get it because of the fumble punt.
You can see the defense. Jennings has to stay honest with the quarterback. Gives him just enough room to squirt inside.
So John Kelly with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year.
After further review, the ruling is the runner was down with the ball short of the goal line at the half-yard line. It's 3rd and goal at the half-yard line.
Well, let's see if John gets it again. He trots back out there with what we thought was his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. He's going to have to take another crack at it if he gets the touch.
Well, he'll have 2 chances,
right.
3rd and 4th down, if he needs them both. Oh, no, now they moved.
Now it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 5.5.
Number 73 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Remember the 2 penalties in the first half that led to Alabama touchdowns. Now this could lead again. Oh, the movement right there by Trey Smith.
Yep. This changes the complexion of things quite a bit. Outside the 5 now, 3rd and goal. Callaway in a slot on the left side. Josh Smith wide that way. It's Kelly anyway. No way, no how. Got inside the 5, but that's it.
And the red zone offense that has been such a big problem for Tennessee rears its head again with the penalty.
Got 10 touchdowns in the red zone this year. Trying to get another one here, but it's 4th down and goal. They're going to have to earn it now against the Tide defense. Garantano and Kelly in the Volunteer backfield. 4th and goal. Garantano waits, fires, intercepted by Alabama. Going the other way is Mac Wilson. Wilson looking for blockers. The Tide's got it back.
They were trying to get the ball to John Kelly. He was jammed. Watch, when he goes out, he's jammed at the line of scrimmage. Right there. He can't get out, and that stops the play. Great job by Anthony Jennings.
Mac Wilson's 3rd interception of the year for the Tide defense, and they do not let Tennessee score. Gives it back to the Tide offense. And now they go deeper in the tailback rotation. Brian Robinson, the freshman, with a 1st down run.
Earning future playing time.
Exactly. 2nd and short. Tagovailoa under center. And they give Robinson again and again. Coach Saban always says, don't worry about how many snaps you get. When you get plays, just go play and show me something.
Exactly. That's easier to say than do,
right.
But I agree with them. Remember, all of these players that are being recruited by Alabama are stars in their high school days. When they come to Alabama, they accept the challenge of competition.
And they're actually huddling. That's something we haven't seen. This is just to waste some clock right now. We're down under 6.5. And a 1st down at the 45. Robinson stays in there. Whoops, high snap. And Tua gets back on top of it, but they lost a good chunk of yardage there, about 6. Not sure it was a bad snap or if he took his eye off it.
I thought it was high, and he took his eye off it. Not that bad, right?
No, not terrible. But it does bring up 2nd down and 16.
So he runs and throws better than he catches. You can't have everything.
We never said he was a receiver.
Exactly.
And the play clock winds down to 7. Robinson works the left side again this time. Maybe got a yard. That's about it.
I guess if your quarterback's going to have a weakness, hands might be it.
Top 10. Penn State, big game with Michigan tonight. Georgia, as we mentioned, off until next week against Florida. TCU and Kansas tonight. Wisconsin, big winner. Wisconsin is sneaking around there at number 5. And everybody talks about, you know, Penn State and Ohio State and Michigan. And the Badgers are just sitting there.
They've got a nice schedule. I will say that, though.
You picked them to win the Big Ten on that preseason show. Tagovailoa all day to throw. And now he will throw. And he threw a strike to Ruggs down the sideline. Ruggs has 5 catches on the year. They're all touchdowns.
God, can he throw the ball? Man, oh man.
One freshman to another. $60 yards on the score.
Watch it, as Brad told you. He had all day to throw. Tennessee's out of gas. Totally out of gas. But watch this delivery. Right on the run.
And all Henry Ruggs does is score touchdowns. Way to go, Hank. Henry Ruggs the third, 60-yard score.
Well, when you can line up far right side and catch a crossing route to the far left side, you've had a lot of time to throw.
Extra point is up and good. 45-7 is the final. So that's 22 straight conference wins for the Tide. And Nick Saban goes to 11-0 against Tennessee. And that matches Bear Bryant. And Jalen Hurts over to talk to his opposition quarterback from Tennessee. Tough day for the Tennessee quarterback. Great day for both quarterbacks for Alabama today. Scarborough, Harris, too much of everything. For the Tide, they win it 45-7. For Gary Danielson and Alan Force, Brad Nessler saying so long from Tuscaloosa. College football postgame show powered by Ram is up next after these messages. See y'all in Jacksonville next week.